Put me in, coach. What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy, Coach TDOT. They subbed me out, but I'm back in again, coach. I'm back with some more heat for y'all, man. So check it out, chat. We gonna get right into it, man. All right, so today we gonna be reacting to Larry Bird trash talking his teammates was cruel and hilarious at the same time. Man, for all my new viewers, I don't fake none of my reactions. All my reactions are live, and we gonna watch this shit together. Man, without further ado, I guess Big Larry.
Larry Bird is known for his amazing shooting, his incredible
make sure y'all smash that like button, y'all. Let's do it.
Presence on the court, and his immense charisma. There is a reason the man is in almost every NBA fan's top 10 players of all time. However, the one aspect of Bird's game that fascinates people just as much, if not more than anything else he's done, is his legendary trash talk. Bird was a terror in his day, and the stories of him destroying opponents with his words before following it up with his play are legendary. However, it was not just his opponents that were having to deal with Larry and his endless competitive spirit. It was also his teammates. The superstar always took practice very seriously, and that meant his trademark trash talk often found his way to teammates. Welcome to the Squad Dawkins channel. Here we tell. He also broke out plenty of trash. Larry Bird's verbal assaults weren't reserved only for his opponents. He also broke out plenty of trash talk towards his teammates. The best trash talking he did was in practice, center Joe Clay told in an interview back in 2013.
It's my greatest memory in the NBA. I'm playing 15 minutes a game. Ed Pinckney's playing 15 minutes a game. And we'd come into Hellenic College and we'd sit in that little nasty locker room back there. And nobody felt like practicing. I mean, you could tell that the locker room was down and everybody's in there and it's just like, we've been 3 games in 4 nights or whatever. And Eddie Pinckney would be sitting there putting on his shoes and Larry'd come in.
Old school, folks. No disrespect, G. And I mean this with the kindest intentions, folks. My nigga, please get to the point, man. We sitting there just waiting and you just talking and talking. Get to the point, shorty. Damn.
And he'd have his bag over his shoulder and his gray sweats on. He'd stand over there and he'd stand right over Ed Pinckney every day. And he'd go, Ed Pinckney. I am gonna torture your ass today.
Finally, nigga. We got to the punchline
and it was on. And then it was on. I'd start laughing and then Chief would look over there and go, "What the hell are you laughing at? I'm gonna torture your ass too."
In 2020, Ed Pinckney himself told in a podcast what was it like to practice against Larry Bird every day. He broke down his version of the endless Larry legend trash talk.
Every single day in practice, I had to play against, as you mentioned, Bird, McHale, and Parrish.
Right. Okay.
Legendary Hall of Fame front line.
Okay.
And every day, because McHale came off the bench, he was year in and year out, one of the six men of all time coming off the bench. So I got at sometimes I would get the start and I would play in the back or in the front court with Bird and with Parrish. Mm-hmm. But in practice, I had to play against Larry Bird. And as a competitor, when you're matched up against someone who's touted as the best, you have pride as an individual player.
Okay.
You're not just going to go into practice and lay down. And this dude used to come into practice every day and go, "Pick, sorry, I got your ass today."
And what did you
like? Nah, that's not gonna happen. He'd be like, "Yeah, nah, yes it is. Don't take it personal, but but I'm really gonna kick your ass." And that's how practice would start off, Jay.
Right.
And I would be like, "All right, let's go."
The NBA.
Hey, folks, I ain't gonna lie though, G. With Larry being the person who he is and the winner he is, I'm not surprised that he used to be doing that shit, G. You got to keep the competitive nature flowing at all times in order to be successful as a team, guys. So with Larry knowing that, he challenging his guys right before practice to get them right. He letting them know straight out the gate, if you don't come out here ready to play, I'm busting your ass, man. Simple as that, G. You feel me? And I was going to make niggas immediately lock in. What are you talking about, G? Because if they didn't lock in, it was going to be over with for them right there, G. They cooked. You feel me? So Larry, I fuck with that, G. Got
It is
his
full of
teammates
stories when
mentally
it comes to
down.
its biggest legends. The greats all have a plethora of amazing
That's the main
anecdotes from
part.
the time they started playing basketball. While the majority of their careers have come in the pros, college was a formative time for a lot of brilliant players, and the stories from then provide insight into how these players became the personalities of brilliant players.
Bro,
The stories from then
all
provide
of these
insight.
people, man. Bro, this look like a damn circus stadium or something, folks. The motherfucking Coliseum from back in Rome, G.
Into how these players became the personalities they were. Larry Bird is no exception. The Celtics legend, who arguably enjoyed one of the best primes this league has ever seen, was good from his early days in college. Despite leaving the Hoosiers to join Indiana State, Bird's game spoke for itself from his very first days at college. In fact, as a youngster on second teams, Bird and his teammates often beat the starters when they played games during practice.
We go in these practices, and the second unit, which I was on, we'd be playing pretty well against the first unit, and a lot of days we beat them. But it got to a point where Coach King would set me out of practice a lot because we were dominating the starters.
Because you was cooking them that much,
I never
Larry.
could understand that. I got frustrated, and one day I left. Went in, took a shower, and I said, I'm out of here. I can't play when I'm not playing. But the next day I was called into Coach King's office, and he says, look, I've never had a losing season. Every day you come in here, you demoralize our starting unit. We're halfway through the season and they're giving up because they can't even beat you in practice, you and the second unit. He says, the hell with it, you're practicing all the time now. And it made me feel good because that was my competition. I already sit out 1 year and I played basketball, but not like this. And I was getting ready to come into college, and in my mind, I thought I was going to take this thing over.
A 22-year-old Bird wasn't exactly boasting about his abilities when he joined the Celtics ahead of the 1979 to 1980 season. The rookie joined training camp as an outsider, with several new teammates doubting his place on the team. But by the end of practice, the Hall of Famer got the last laugh without uttering a single word. Despite taking little-known Indiana State all the way to the NCAA National Championship, not everyone was sold on Bird. While Celtics president Red Auerbach knew what type of player he could be, several of his new teammates were skeptical. Cedric Maxwell was one of Boston's better players at the time of Bird's arrival. Fresh off of a career high of 19 points per game, Maxwell explained why he and the rest of his teammates doubted the hick from French Lick.
He didn't impress me no more than any white guy I've ever seen play before. I think that you would say that most black players at the time were racist, in the sense that we did not think that you could find a white guy who could play better than any black guy.
Along with the color of his skin.
Well, my brother, today is a new day. Because you about to find out who Larry Eugene Bird is today, my nigga. And it's Big Larry. You better figure out who the best player is around this motherfucker. You gonna get in line real quick. Like you did. What's his name? Cedric? Look at Cedric Maxwell. Got your ass right in line, nigga. It's Big Larry time.
To impress his teammates wasn't helped by the fact he was on a 5-year, $3.25 million contract, making him the highest paid rookie in sports history. More often than not, rookies came into training camp on the outside looking in, but few faced more skepticism than Bird.
When I walk in the first day of camp, them guys were on the floor stretching, and here comes the white savior, here comes this, here comes that.
On your ass?
I sort of enjoyed it because I knew I was going to battle them all day. But Curtis and Sidney didn't last long. They didn't even make it through the first practice, and they were cut. So then it was just Cedric.
As practice moved along and Bird methodically took out each defender, the talented Maxwell finally stepped up to take the rookie down. However, Max was in for a rude awakening.
I'm thinking, oh, he's slow, he can't get off a shot. He's not that strong. This is going to be a layup. Bam, knocks down a jump shot. Maybe that was luck. Gets the ball again. Bam, knocks down another jump shot. Now I'm thinking like, okay, hey, you know what? I'm gonna D this guy up. I'm gonna show him what it's like. 20 feet away. Bam. 25 feet away. Bam. My mind just goes so good.
Hold on.
This way, guy.
Hold on. What's so funny right now, G? Is you not telling a story about him cooking your ass and you laughing, G? Cause it ain't not funny right now, man. Let's get real talk. Alright? I'm tired of y'all laughing and shit, getting y'all ass bust, man. Y'all gonna stop doing that tonight. Today is the day, Z, when I'm done reacting. Once I see somebody laughing from now on, G, I'm turning the video off, huh? Cause it's getting to a point, man. You literally breaking down every shot by shot, how Larry was cooking you, folks. And you smiling, folks. Look, folks. Look, G. Listen.
Knocks down another jump shot.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking like, okay, hey, you know what? I'm finna D this guy up. I'm
right.
Show him what it's like.
Okay.
20 feet away. Bam. 25 feet away. Bam. My mind just goes so good. Damn, this white guy can play.
Okay, we know that. But what's so funny? What was just so funny about that story, man, besides you getting humiliated?
Knew this Bird kid was something special. Bird's illustrious NBA career is filled with numerous career-defining moments, one of which is his 1984 NBA title over rival Magic Johnson and the Los Angeles Lakers. In Bird's first opportunity to one-up his rival in the 1984 NBA Finals, things quickly began to slip away. The Lakers dominated Game 3 to grab a 2-1 series lead after a 137-104 blowout win. The embarrassing loss led Bird to uncharacteristically publicly lay into his teammates.
Oh, I know what you called us.
I called all of us.
He said we played like a bunch of sissies, is exactly what he said.
Damn.
We, not you.
I didn't say that you, whoa.
I meant you, but somehow it just came out we.
Were you just trying to motivate them, or did you really feel that way, or
No,
both?
I felt that way. They had us down 38. Remember, we kept sitting there running too fast for them. We can't catch them. We can't catch them.
Bird's stern remarks motivated his teammates to win games 4 and 5, eventually leading to a Game 7 win at home. Bird led the charge, averaging a double-double with 27.4 points and 14 boards while shooting.
Damn, Larry! 27 and 14 is crazy.
48.4% from the floor. Larry Bird shared the floor with many phenomenal players over his 13-year career with the Celtics. Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish are two of the bigger players who come to mind, as both share a spot with Bird in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Though from a name and skill standpoint, it's hard to find a more decorated teammate than Bill Walton.
I was going to have Bill Walton write my speech tonight. They say his speeches are a lot longer than his career was, so we'll try to stay away from that.
In 2013, Bird's fellow...
Hey, folks, and we was just talking last week about how Bill Walton be so excited and so happy to tell these Larry Bird stories, man. This is going to be a prime example, this next clip that we're about to witness right now, guys. Bill is finna have so much enthusiasm when talking about Larry. But for what? Larry just straight up treated your ass, G, in front of a crowd of people, man. But I guess that's just how he uses loyalty, because if it wasn't for Larry, this nigga wouldn't have nothing. No rings, none of that. Alright? But Bill Walton still a great, G. Don't get me wrong. Still a Hall of Famer. R.I.P. But without Larry, man, Bill, you wouldn't have won no rings, G. Let's just keep it a stack. Alright?
Hall of
Let's
Famer
just keep
Walton,
it all the way
who played
on
with
it.
the legend for 2 years from 1985 to 87, shared a few stories on Bird and his infamous trash talking.
I remember my very first game in Boston Garden. Now, I had
Watch
been
the
in
enthusiasm that
Boston
he
Garden with the
speaks
Grateful Dead and heard the fans chant
Look at him.
Jerry, Jerry. And I'm in there in his very first Celtic game, and the fans are starting to chant Larry, Larry.
Larry.
And the scoreboard is shaking up and down. So I go up to him, I said, gosh, I can't hear. What are they saying? Are they cheering for Jerry? And he said, no, they're cheering for me, Larry.
Okay.
And then at the very end of the game, we're going to win the game unless we miss our free throws. And so I'm inbound in the ball, and I throw it to Larry, who goes up, gets fouled immediately, goes up, and he makes 2 free throws. Very next time, same exact thing. I throw it to Larry, 2 more free throws. Next time, Larry's guarded. I throw it to DJ. DJ goes up there and knocks down 2 free throws. Next time, Larry's guarded, DJ's guarded. I throw it to Danny Ainge, who's the best free throw shooter on the team. And as Danny's walking up there to shoot the free throws, Larry walks up to me and says, hey, Walton, I know this is your first game here, but if you want to stay on this team, you throw the ball to me every time. And if you can't get it to me, then it's okay to throw it to DJ. If you can't get it to me or DJ, just throw it to me anyway, and I'll take care of it.
Hey, straight up, G. Because Bill, he knew your capabilities, folks. He knew you wasn't capable of handling that shit, G. So he like, my nigga, I'm going to pass to the second best player on the team, G, if they doubling me or whatever. Because that's who I got to get it to. Because if I pass it to you, all hell going to break loose around this motherfucker, man. We don't know what's going to happen when we pass to you, Bill. So, politely, I'm asking your ass, go stand in the dunker spot or go stand in the corner with your hands up, man. Or set a screen. Hey. I didn't think I had to tell you. You know your capabilities.
Larry Bird came up with his regularly repeated mantra where he would go to Casey Jones during the dead ball situation and says, Casey, you can either take Walton out or you're going to take me out. It's your choice.
That's true.
And Casey
Real
Jones
shit.
always
take it
made
out.
the
Real
right
shit.
decision.
Get this
Nobody
bum
out
up
there.
out of here,
Oh
Gooch.
my gosh.
Larry Bird's career wasn't as long as it could have been, but he still left his mark on the league as one of the best players ever. On top of his efficiency, his ability to talk smack and then back it up with his
Man,
great
Larry
shooting
had
and
the
passing.
mullet,
On top of his
folks.
efficiency, his ability to talk smack.
Man. Hey, Larry, you was bogus as hell for this mullet, gang. That's really, man, we're going to start calling Larry mullet gangs after this. I ain't even peeped this nigga had a
And
mullet.
then back it up with his great shooting and passing skills made him one of a kind player in NBA
Mullet
history.
gang
Tell
Larry.
us in the comments, what is your favorite Larry Bird moment? If you
All right,
enjoy this
man.
video,
I think that's the end of the video, y'all. I don't know what we're going to watch next, but hey, look, that's the end of the video, though. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed it. All right. Man, Larry trash talking, G. Like I told y'all, Larry had to bring that competitive spirit to practice, man. You feel me? Even getting on that with his own teammates. You heard Bill Walton? And it's either you going to have Big Bill out here or you going to have me out here, G. One or the other. Like, I can't be out here with nobody that ain't willing to ride for me, G. That's basically all it came down to. You feel me? Larry knew he knew in order to win, he needed goons out there with him. All right? If I need goons alongside with me, I got to come with it. I got to bring that competitive spirit, G. All right, though, y'all just going to be here thinking it's sweet, and that's not the case at all, man. All right, we trying to win the chip. Everybody got to be battle-tested, man. Got to have that demon and that goon. You feel me? All right, but look, Tat. That's the end of the video, man. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's your boy, Coach TDOT, man. I'm up out of here. I love y'all.